Hello, welcome to part 2 of my How to Play the Soviet Union guide. This part will go over the defense of the river line and the counterattack into Germany. At this point, we've already been declared war on, and I'm just about to do the desperate measures focus, and that is where we will pick up. And now that we're at war, we can do desperate measures. It's important you do this to start the war because it lasts for a year. You can't do lessons of war until you've done this for a year. I delayed this by one focus once and was not able to do lessons of war because I capped the Germans before this ended. We are not going to call in Lithuania. We're going to go for bold attack now. We are going to accept all of these. Oh, I accidentally just called people into the war. They'll hold for a little bit at least. I had an agent captured for what? You're kidding me. My agent got captured rescuing the other one. Oh, I should probably stop training these guys. Okay, one thing we're going to do is we're going to give a garrison order in a country we can't go to. And the whole point of this is that this gives them an order. It also triples the size of the generals, so you can actually just stack as many as you want in these generals. But the main reason I'm actually just doing this is this guy will get organizer. They'll all get organizer. I forgot to train the rest of these guys back up after I switched their templates. That's fine. It doesn't matter that much. We don't need your towed artillery. I'm like 20 days short. It doesn't matter. They're not even going to start attacking us for 20 days. Japan, I don't think you should be going to the Philippines or the Dutch East Indies or anything like that. That's all China you've taken. Now that's partly my fault, but actually let's see the war. Oof. Yeah. A lot of that was me. Okay, how's the air war going? Oh look, we're trading very effectively. They're getting annihilated. Anyways, for anyone who says you have to do the Soviet Air Force spirit beforehand, no you don't. You really don't. Literally, you don't. It does not matter. You can do it at some point, but like you don't need to rush it at all. There's zero purpose to rushing it. Okay, they're probing. And they're getting nowhere. There's desperate measures. I am crazy enough to do that. You know what? Just to show how effective this strategy is, I'm going to do this. Minus 10% org and minus 15% army reorg. Now I'm going to counter that a little bit which is going to half the penalty. It's going to half the penalty for reorganization at least. And then there's all of these things. And it's just worthless. You don't need any of them. Okay, I'm at the point where I actually don't know what I want to put factories on. Okay. The bombers finally decided to show up. We'll just double up to 1,000 there. Here, 650 to 200. And this is just going to be constant. Because these guys are just too good. Okay. Limited export, so it'll help with our importing problem. It'll also make sure we have enough fuel. I think they're waiting for planning bonus right now. And yeah. We can just speed 5 this. Eventually they will start attacking us. Okay, we're going to tech juggle this just to get it a little bit faster. Okay, there's those guys. We're going to send up half of them here, the other half to hold here, and then these guys, I don't care that they're not fully trained. We're also going to stick on them. We're going to assign here. Honestly, I've never seen them attack so little. They actually don't think they can win. Okay, well if that's the case, we'll give you guys an order. We'll give you guys the fake order. And we'll send you up towards here. And there's military reorganization done. Honestly, 10% base stability sounds pretty nice. Okay, we're going to swap this. to rubber processing. And then we're going to swap these guys to modern tank chassis. And that is how you tech juggle. You can only do it once per tech. Okay. I have a couple options then. Because I'd also like these guys to be deployed. I don't care that they're not fully trained. They can get trained on the battlefield. I'm going to try and encircle both of these railway guns. Oh, there they go. Now they think they can win. Because when you encircle a railway gun, there's a chance you get the railway gun. And just stats. They basically waited until their bonus was gone until they started attacking. Okay, there's the modern tank chassis. So one thing you can do when you're building a tank is you can just stack 3 stabilizers on them. I don't know why you can put multiple stabilizers on them, but like you just get so much breakthrough. But I'm not going to do that. I kind of want a little bit more soft attack. You can't put additional turrets on modern tanks. I didn't realize that before. So we're definitely going to put 1 on though. We don't need a squeeze bore adapter. Sloped armor is really nice if you're actually trying to have good armor values. And then we'll get armor skirts, I guess. What's the speed on these guys? Speed is 9. Well, we don't need to go above 9 then, do we? Okay, and then we'll drop. Those tanks are going to be the same speed. So this is way more expensive than a tank would have been in the past, but you have much better stats. And we're going to put this into production. We're going to drop it down like that, and then the British Raj will be our supporter. Okay, so that railway gun escaped. This one cannot because it does not have any railway connections. So I think I'm actually going to push with the Caduceus Siege. Okay. We'll clear them with the new guys. For you, we need more fuel refining. Like I mentioned, not capable of being pierced by the AI. So we're going to move these guys up. We're going to make an encirclement through to Lithuania. We're going to push with the tanks here. And we're going to put up all of our CAS. We were doing this without the CAS. Oh, they actually got pushed back. And we'll put up the tactical bombers too. Here's the transport planes. Scale them up to 100 and then use it to fix any supply problems we have. Okay, let us do 2 things. build up that railway line. And we need to move up these. Already more factories. Just more on modern tanks. Okay, we're going to move up these infantry and then we're going to collapse the pocket with the tanks. All the while, he now has both traits, so I can give him Combined Arms Expert. And you, I never actually gave you Aggressive Assaulter. Or Offensive Doctrine. No, I just saw this. He got the Cowed by Stalin trait. It's actually so unfortunate. It is entirely random though, anyone can get it. As far as I can tell. Ah, they got overrun. That's not what we wanted to happen. Oh, here comes the counterattack. I don't know if these guys can hold because of their lack of experience. Okay, we can get the next doctrine, which is really good for mechanized. Who are you? Where are your divisions? Oh, these guys. Still gonna bring 9 of you guys down here. We're gonna encircle the south as well. So these are the benefits from plant reorganization. They're just small bonuses for 50 political power. This one might be bugged, it might actually only be 2. We're going to use this one though, just get minus 5% cost. We're going to get adaptable army, that's always nice. Oh, it's a good bonus. So, just to emphasize the fact that you don't need to do anything with the Soviet Air Force modifier, 3,000 to 500. Okay, we're going to try and go for a little drive down here in the south. We're going to start by capturing that supply depot, and then see where we can go from there. We're going to lead the charge with the tanks just because they're unpierceable. And 1,000 breakthrough. Always nice to look up and see 1,000 breakthrough. And because we have so many supply planes, we don't even actually really need to wait for the supply hubs. We can just keep on driving. Slide all these guys down just a little bit further now that those infantry got there. Slide these guys down just a little bit further. I'm going to try and use cast to break this, but I can't pin enough directions at the same time. We're going to have to drive down from here. I need more casts. Where's the rest of my casts? Just literally all of it. And after an intense back and forth, way more intense than it should be against the AI, we do finally get the encirclement, and we're going to retreat back to the supply hub just to guarantee we hold the supply hub. That is the most important part to hold. Outside of that, we can start using infantry to start closing the top part. Alrighty, we're going to wrap this pocket up just for the end of January. Just perfect. Because that's when I wanted to take a snapshot of the German losses. It is February 1st, 1942. This war has been going on for... It has now been 7 months. Just over half a year. We are running out of fuel. That's the Soviets, but it doesn't matter. We have taken 41,000 casualties. The Germans have taken 1.2 million casualties. The Italians have taken 730,000 casualties. Romanians, 420,000 casualties. Hungarians, 250,000 casualties. And this is our front line situation. Air war wise, Germans have lost 3,300 fighters. We have only lost 620 in Ukraine, and it does not look any better for them anywhere else. We are trading extremely effectively. After having finished our second encirclement, I would have loved to have shown you guys the amount of equipment I've lost and how much manpower I've lost and how much infantry equipment they've lost, but I have no way of determining if these numbers are accurate or not. It is showing us losing a whole bunch of German equipment here, and I don't know if that's accurate or not. As you can see, for our actual equipment, we've not lost very much. the undetailed list is showing us all of the German losses. Well, not all of their losses, but a good number of their losses mixed in for no reason. So it's hard to tell in this detailed list what we actually lost and what the Italians lost. Like, this is Italian losses that are showing up in our list. And then our manpower losses are completely wrong. 1.1 million? No. If we come here, it's 41,000. I've never seen this bug before. But, like, we've lost 100 of our own support equipment, and then this looks like it's Latvian. So that would have also been ours, but, like, there's about 2,500 support equipment here that is not ours. It's enemy losses that are included in it. Like, these are the tanks we've lost. We've lost not even 150 to combat. But then it's also counting, like, this 750 Romanian losses. Overall, we haven't lost very much equipment at all. So at this point, I'm going to establish a proper front line with our infantry. We're going to go for some sort of encirclement through this area here. Just to try and encircle the entirety of the marshes. As for army, we're finally going to swap out this guy. He's now level 5 from having held Kiev and all his grinding in China. So I'm going to put him in as the field marshal for the infantry army at this point. We're going to be able to give him aggressive assaulter and adaptable. So we're going to take half of the armor and move him to Minsk, and the other half move him to around here. And we're going to wait for the army to reorganize now that we've properly established a front line. And we are going to need to move some of this CAS. We need to spread these guys out slightly. They're a little oversupply because we didn't take the supply hub directly. Well, no, we lost the supply hub. So we've completed one collaborations government, and I'm going to complete a second one. I don't even know if it will finish in time or not, because it's going to take 60 days plus 175. It might actually just not finish in time. At this point in time, we're also just going to establish a massive spy network in Berlin. This will spread decently far. You could get it to spread slightly further if you put them in individual spots, but then you have to worry about them getting pushed out of that spot if you take the area. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to put everyone here. that's a nice little encirclement in the south. That's a nice little encirclement in the center. We can put it on casualties of this. Close this as quickly as you can. So that's a nice little encirclement in the center. We're getting a good amount of casualties out of this. And then you're just going to want to close this as quickly as you can with the infantry. And we managed to get a railway gun. We might capture that, we might not. Honestly, I don't know if it's bugged or just a percent chance, but it doesn't seem to happen very consistently. And we can finally get our last doctrine at this point. Outside that, we might have a secondary encirclement possible over here. It's hard to tell, it depends on if we can pin these divisions in place for long enough. At the same time, we're going to want to just keep pushing this way. We've basically done Operation Bagration in 1942. Alrighty, nice little secondary encirclement off to the side. That is most of the German army dead. At this point, we should basically be able to battle plan. Once we've freed up these troops in the center. Do not forget to keep checking and assigning your infantry experts. We also have the ability to make him an offensive doctrine guy now, which means we can assign him as an army offensive specialist and swap out our army reformer for 5% currently. He's level 5. Once he gets to level 6, that'll be 10%, which will be very much worth it. We're going to go try and take Warsaw. That'll cut off most of their supply in the north. So we managed to get Warsaw. We managed to not get encircled in doing so. And immediately we had a building sabotaged. Sounds about right. So the pocket in the center is now closed. We're going to allow our infantry to move up to the front line. I am taking the liberty of moving up the Air Force a little bit early. This snaking along the railway line we've done has opened up 2 new encirclement opportunities. One to the north, where we can take Memel and pin them against the Lithuanian border, and one to the south, where we can just close off this little gap here. I've also stopped at this point to upgrade all of our railway lines to the front line. So I've decided we're going to do the southern push first, and then we're going to do the northern push, and at that point the Germans are not going to have an army left. Alright, nice little quick encirclement. We're just going to liquidate the pocket with infantry again. At the same time, we're going to bring these same divisions that we just made that maneuver with back up to Warsaw so that we can do the same thing in the north. So we've now completed the encirclement of the north. This is most of the remaining army. So now it's just a question of closing this pocket and then bringing everything up to the front line. At that point, I would battle plan to Berlin. That right there is why you never declare war on your Spanish puppet. They always join the Allies. So unless you want to go to war with the Allies while still at war with Germany, always let them break free. So we did manage to get one railway gun. Somehow. It's very iffy if you get your railway guns that you encircle or not. I think there's a chance you can overrun them rather than actually encircle them. At this point I have enough modern tanks. I can put one modern tank in my motorized rocket artillery division and just give it insane levels of armor. Or I can upgrade my tanks and just go and make this change. I believe I actually have nearly enough to do both. So I'm going to just do both and we'll catch up within a couple days anyways. I also finally have the mechanized to basically fully mechanize this division. And I'm going to take off a mechanized because 28 actually fits slightly better into most combats than 30. I'm also going to lose a good amount of speed for that, so I'm going to want to put a motorized recon company on just for the movement speed. Otherwise, I don't think recon's worth any. Oh. Also going to completely reorganize my front lines, actually. I'm delaying this so long by doing this. I could have been so much closer to Berlin by now, but I'm going to put Markian at the south here because he's got adaptable, and I'm going to put Constantine in the north with the tanks. And he's going to make the main push on Germany. One thing you can do is just assign your transport planes to your tanks, and then they will move themselves to the supply zone they need to be in. Alrighty, we are now ready to push. Let's see how well this goes. Very well. We're going to have a bit of an issue crossing the river here, but not much. We have massive CAS advantage. Our biggest issue is we're actually at the point where we need to import fuel. That's how big our air force is. Oh nice, they're getting encircled troops. Okay, so we did just get second level fuel refining. That'll help a little bit. One thing to consider doing is this victory is at hand. As you can see, we are quickly pushing into Germany in the north with our tanks. Romania, where we don't have any tanks, is giving us a little bit more of a fight, but not much. We're also going to just deploy more CAS. That's just the solution. And don't forget to move up your planes. Oh, look at the battle planning AI. Just giving us a nice 18 division encirclement. Okay, there goes Slovakia. And Romania. Just gonna adjust these front lines a little bit. They're overlapping a little bit too much. Did manage. Oh, and Hungary. We've been pushing so fast I didn't even realize we'd taken Berlin. At this point, we just finished Desperate Measures, which means we can now do Lessons of War. This is a 35-day focus. They might have fixed it. It might not require you to be at war anymore. Previously, this required you to be at war to finish. And there's the capitulation of Germany, August 21st, 1942. We have taken 300,000 casualties, and that is with battle planning half the way, causing the Germans 4 million casualties. The Italians have taken 1 million casualties to us. Equipment losses are bugged, but if you look at our actual equipment, we've lost about 16,000, so probably about 30,000 infantry equipment doing this, if you don't count all of the losses from the Germans. And then artillery-wise, we've lost about 3,000 and recovered 1,000. Anti-tank-wise, same deal. We've lost about 2,000 when taking into consideration the recovery. You only recover when you win, by the way. And then anti-air, again, lost about 2,000. And support equipment, we've lost about 2,000. Enemy losses, I don't know if these are accurate. 700,000 guns seems a bit high, but then again, I have caused the Germans 400,000 infantry equipment losses just holding the river line, so this is entirely possible. The German AI does have an insanely large industry, and they do put a lot of it on infantry equipment, so these losses are possible. And there's Lessons of War, the most useless focus in the game, because if you're good enough, you just don't ever use it. You literally never get to the point where you need it. It's got a good modifier, and it allows you to come down here, which is great, but I've already finished my land and air doctrine at this point. Like, none of this matters. The Germans have capitulated. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this will help you out in your own Soviet gameplay, and I hope to see you in the next video.